Andrew's got the latest on race 1.
Yeah, we're 5 minutes away, Matt, from the first here at Sandown. We'll get to my late mail in a moment, 9, 1, 2 and 5, but let's try.
On track for Jaegers, now backed into second pick. All set, lights on, ready for the first. Icon Appeal very edgy. Happy Storm standing with his head down, now better. Racing. Jaegers winning the jump very quickly and quite slow to move was Smooth Groove and settles down at the end of the field. Naveed got away well, and so too getting up on the inside in the early stages River Sauvage settling down now, and it's Jaegers with Naveed on the outside. River Sauvage getting up along the fence, and just behind them North Fox in the green colours and Master Librarian. They were followed in a very bunched field at the head of the other horses then by Smooth Groove going through on the inside of Icon Appeal, Happy Storm, Master Librarian one of the last, and also deep out on the course there is Dover Heights. Coming down the dip now, nearing the 400 metre mark, and North Fox has railed through to go the lead from River Sauvage. Just behind them Smooth Groove, who'd missed the start but is now up third and about to challenge, and wider out then French Ploy is putting in a run, followed by Icon Appeal, and Jaegers has dropped off, but North Fox at the 150 has a bit of a kick, about 3/4 in front. Smooth Groove is driving up on the inside, and then French Ploy. North Fox just in front though. North Fox won it by a neck to Smooth Groove. Well, he's probably something beaten. French Ploy third, Jaegers fourth, and then came Dover Heights. Back behind those was Happy Storm and a break to River Sauvage, Icon Appeal, and then Naveed, who's dropped out, and Master Librarian last in. Defying a bit of a betting drift on course, North Fox had the favours from Barrier 1 and has found enough to get home in the first. Smooth Groove, he missed the start pretty badly, settled last, and he's been beaten about a neck on the line altogether. And French Ploy gets the third. Numbers official in the first are 2, 9 and 1. 2, 9 and 1. Fourth home number 5, Jaegers. And fifth was number 3, Dover Heights. 2, 9, 1, 5 and 3 on the first. Bit of race experience very helpful there for North Fox, who scored a good win at Geelong, and as I say, had a few favours here today. The second horse, Something Beaten. Don't know what happened to him at the start, but he just bombed that completely, and there's no doubt that has cost him the win. River Sauvage showed some pace before wilting late. Jaegers was up there too, raced wide and couldn't finish his race off. And Naveed showed a little bit of speed also, but also dropped out of it. North Fox, Lee Friedman and Damien Oliver. $4.40 and $1.60 for North Fox, $1.50 Smooth Groove and $1.60 for French Ploy. Quinella paid $10.30, the exacta $22.40, and the trifecta $59.20. Yeah, just at the start there, he bounded in the air, it would appear. It looks to be of his own doing. When the gates opened, he seemed to leap in the air a little bit. And, well, you can't give those sort of starts under any sort of circumstances, but in a 1,000-metre race at your first start to go under by a neck, I think those punters who tried him can justifiably feel a bit aggrieved. He looked a good thing beaten, all right. Short neck, a half length, they've run 58.48. Short neck, a half length, 58.48. Numbers 2, 9, 1, 5 and 3 in the first. Race 2, the Lombard, the Paper People handicap, again over the 1,000. Number 7 comes out, 10 to go around at 110.
Thanks, Greg. And the 9th event is due shortly, the Wellington Stakes. And the favourite for this one remains number 11, Danette, a filly by Dansk, who ran third in a Group 2 race at Ellerslie last start. That was back on Boxing Day. She's had a good freshen up since then. That was about 4 weeks ago. 295. Correct weights in from Sandown as we head across to Trentham.
Improved. I'm quite amazed how well it has held up. I thought they'd really get into it and it would become quite sticky. The jockeys have said it is a little bit holding, but not going to affect too many. Quite surprising.
Good news. We saw Vanessa the Undresser win against the rail, and some talk that a lot of the action would be out wider. They say it's just a little bit cutting out from about the 1,000 metres across the top end here, so they may hang off the rail there. All right, guys, more of that later. We've got about 4 or 5 to come.
They still don't want the odds about Energetic Star. $25 fixed odds versus $16. And, of course, when you talk about Bandara, Vito Dara, one of her big moments, of course, was on this racetrack in the Magic Millions.
For sure, yeah. Proven performer at level. Just looking at the cat's whiskers, I watched her in the birdcage here. I thought she stripped a very fit-looking filly this, and that win in maiden 3-year-old company at Tarapa, very good indeed. Prior to that was late getting out and stormed home at Ellerslie over 1,600 metres. So despite the wide draw, she's a horse, obviously a filly, who needs a little bit of unwind, and will certainly get the chance here at Trentham this afternoon in the Monju Wellington Stakes at Group 3 for the 3-year-olds. Been won by some great horses over the years.
We are ready for a horse race here, the 3-year-old, 1,600 metres. Racing now, De La Costa back, the Cat's Whiskers gets back, and Native Song back a little as well. Plenty of speed here. We've got Bandara in the centre, showing the most leg to lead Depuessence and Dicky Doodah. Then El General on the inside, on the outside rather, is Energetic Star as they travel down the back of the track, and Penny Hill the inside of all of those runners. Danette 3 out around the Cat's Whiskers and De La Costa, and a couple of Native Song is last of all. Bandara running hard to the 1,000 metres, leads from Depuessence and Energetic Star on the outside of them. About 3 lengths, Penny Hill, and the outside of it is El General. Dicky Doodah's the next, Danette the centre, and over on the inside as they work off the back here is De La Costa. Then the Cat's Whiskers, a Native Song, still 2 off last down the side of the course, and Bandara is still the leader for Andrew Calder. 650 metres to travel. Depuessence second. Bandara's trying to run him into the deck, doing a good job of it at this point. Energetic Star's had enough. Danette goes forward around El General, and then Penny Hill the inside, further away Dicky Doodah, and then the Cat's Whiskers, Native Song and De La Costa as they turn, and Bandara's the leader. Depuessence under pressure, 2 lengths away, but is fighting on, and now here comes Danette. She's starting to run home strongly. Bandara has done all of the work, and Danette on the outside is starting to close down on it now. Race to the lead in the Monju Wellington Stakes from again Bandara. Native Song is starting to arrive the last little bit. It is absolutely flying. Danette in front, and Native Song on the line. Unbelievable run. Native Song and Opie Bosson have grabbed the prize from Danette and Bandara. Depuessence behind them, De La Costa, Dicky Doodah, Penny Hill, and then the Cat's Whiskers from El General, and the last will be Energetic Star. Unbelievable run.
Native Song, number 16, ridden by Opie Bosson at 39.60, has grabbed the favourite Danette, and Bandara 16, 11 and 15, race 9, New Zealand. Now we're heading back to Rosehill. Chris is with, he's not with Elton John, but he's got the trainer.
Well, there is a story, Matt, about Elton John, and the owner here, of course, John Thompson, is an Elton John fan. Is that the story, Gerald?
Oh, one of his daughters is an Elton John fan, so I think that's just where you got the name.
The 16 got up to beat Danette and Bandara, 16, 11 and 15, interim on race 9.
Running at any tick of the clock. Starter climbs the stand. Racing this time, Deafin on the inside and Wager bounced out in front. Lyra's Way commenced pretty well. Fastnet Rock and Sydney Symphony not far away. Sydney Symphony going up to third. Elton John second last, and Genius and Evil wide and bringing up the rear. Past the 750 and Wager leads clearly now from Sydney Symphony. Third is Deafin, fourth Lyra's Way. Fastnet Rock on the inside of Elton John and a couple of lengths Genius and Evil. The leader is Wager working down the side of the track and going past the 600. Wager a length on Sydney Symphony, 1.5 to Deafin inside Lyra's Way from Elton John, and then Fastnet Rock and 2.5 to Genius and Evil. This is the order around the corner. Wager straightens up, a length clear, Sydney Symphony second, and here's Elton John being called upon. Deafin's over on the rails, and then Lyra's Way followed by Genius and Evil and Fastnet Rock. They race down to the 200 marker, and Wager nicely cleared. Deafin's gone to second, Elton John struggling, and then Genius and Evil has run a terrific race, but the leader is Wager, and Wager's in no danger of defeat. Second Deafin, and then Genius and Evil, but Wager a very impressive debut to beat either on the inside Deafin or Genius and Evil, and a photo for fourth between Fastnet Rock and Elton John from Lyra's Way and Sydney Symphony. Look good. Number 7, Wager. By Flying Spur from occasional gain, jumped beautifully and then straight to a clear-cut lead, and they couldn't run her down. Many of the pundits are of that impression that Wager would go to the lead and be very hard to run down, and so it has turned out. Wager, number 7, as the numbers will be up in a moment, in the Hasner colours, raced by George Altamonte, M&G Severino and R. Strati, trained by Gay Waterhouse. A light day for Gay today, but she started very well. And Chris Muntz, the winning jock. Now, what time has it run? Oh, here are the numbers firstly. 7, the winner, Wager. Number 2 has run second, Deafened by Dangerous. From Orchestrations, John Hawkes, Darren Beedman. And third went to number 5. And that was a terrific run by Genius and Evil, trained by Steve Engelbrecht, by Marauding from Beauty Bell, Glenn Boss. The official 4th was number 1, Elton John, who didn't look the same horse as he did at Warwick Farm. Now, the time is 1:04.77 on a track that's likely to be upgraded. The class record is 1:03.54. That stood here since 98. It's held by Paris Dream, and the sectional run was 34.13. But she was simply too good, and I like the way she knuckled down to her work over the...
And the favourite Nadaroz at $3.60, number 4. And that's the favourite about to head out. Back to Andrew now for the latest on race number 2.
Yes, the tips here for this race, Matt, are 4, 2, 1.
In purple and green colours has a middle barrier stall next to Diamonds and Chalk. All clear. Racing. Nadaroz jumped all right. Lady Bluebell a touch awkward. Doppio began nicely towards the inside, and Orwell in the yellow colours, wide out and straight legs, also began quickly. As they settle into stride, Periphery's got a fair way back in the field. They're going quickly, and it's Orwell wide out with straight legs, and Nadaroz on the rails in third placing, followed closely by Lady Bluebell. Doppio 5th on the fence, and then came Stks, followed by Diamonds and Chalk, Periphery wide, then Tycoon Diva, and Christian at the end of the field, Christian Bounty. They come around the turn now, Nadaroz on the inside and straight legs. Doppio's going for a run on the inside of them, and Tycoon Diva's following at home too, and wider out Periphery starting to wind up, and then came Lady Bluebell. Nadaroz under sea, straight legs, Tycoon Diva come with runs, and Doppio the inside. Periphery dies on the run, Diamonds and Chalk coming, Tycoon Diva in front with straight legs coming at it, Diamonds and Chalk over the top. Diamonds and Chalk finishes the best, and Diamonds and Chalk a half-length Tycoon Diva, straight legs third, then Nadaroz, Doppio making some ground, Christian Bounty, followed in by Orwell, Stardicus, Periphery, and Lady Bluebell dropped out to run last. 6, Diamonds and Chalk, ridden by Greg Childs, coming back abruptly in distance from a 1,400 metres third back in the middle of December. Freshened up for the 1,000 metres, has come right over the top to win. Fast run race, in fact 57.7 they've run, and Diamonds and Chalk has appreciated the speed on and overhauled the fast front runners to win. Tycoon Diva also came from well back on the inside, and it's run second. And third place goes to number 3, Straight Legs. 6, 5 and 3. Fourth in number 4. That was Nadaroz. It's run 4th, and Doppio finishing in 5th place. 6, 5, 3, 4 and 1 in the second. Diamonds and Chalk just proving a little bit too good there. Overhauling them with a strong finishing run. Won at Cranbourne in maiden company 2 starts ago, and then went up to the longer trip last time out. So it's been a good effort by Cliff Brown to freshen this fellow up and drop him back so abruptly in distance to win. Not often that they can pull that off, but he's been able to do so with the genuine speed that was generated early in the race and come over the top of them. 3/4 officially, by a half, the time 57.70 on race 2.
Rosehill race 2 on the dead track today, and they'll be calling them into line in the next couple of minutes. Polar Success is the favourite at $3.10, and Graham Rogerson is using Jay Ford and the 2 kilo claim for Polar Success today. Before he mounted up, Jay had a chat with Chris Kearns.
Well, Jay, you've got a terrific book of rides today.
All there. Racing this time, and Mark Fickle is the early leader, about 3/4 of a length or so on Guardia. Third posse, Polar Success, followed by Tycoon. Island Swing is not far away, and a bit more than a length the Hipwell. Mark Fickle at the end of 300 shows the way. Guardia sitting a length away second, a length and a half to Island Swing on the inside of Tycoon. Second last in the field is Polar Success, and on its outside Hipwell. Mark Fickle comes down past the 620 with a lead of 3/4 Guardia. Tycoon Tycoon on the outside of Island Swing and Polar Success inside Hipwell of the last pair. Not far between first and last, only about 7 lengths as they wheel for home now. And Marfickle enjoying a lead of about 3/4 of a length on Guardia. Tycoon about to be asked to go by Huey Bowman, followed by Island Swing, Polar Success and Hipwell. They come past the 300 and Marfickle is the leader, 3/4 of a length on Tycoon. He's had to go for the whip on Tycoon. Guardia battling on and then Polar Success. She's starting to warm up now. Marfickle is the leader. Polar Success, will she run out of time? I think she will. Yep, Marfickle's lasted to win it from Polar Success. Third going to Guardia, then Tycoon or on the inside Island Swing, and Hipwell was last. All the way for number 3, Marfickle, little Ronnie Stewart. Oh, Polar Success, she's come back, I'd say, in pretty good nick. She really knuckled down to her work over the last 150 metres and a little further, and she makes it very, very interesting. By Maroof Marfickle from Fickle Hostess, bred by Wally Truscott, who shares ownership with Jack Denham's wife, and start number 13. And she's had a total of 3 wins plus 1, make it 4 wins, 3 seconds and 3/3. Here are the numbers. 3 Marfickle, Ronnie Stewart first. Number 1 Polar Success, ridden by Jay Ford second. Third placing goes to number 5 Guardia, ridden by Darren Beedman. And number 4 just ran out of puff, Tycoon, ridden by Huey Bowman. The official tote dividends, the winner has returned $7.10 and $3. Second, $2.10. No third. Quinella, $11.40. Exacta, $22.20. Trifecta, $71.30. And we're waiting on the forecast, or the first 4 rather. And here it is, $194.10. $194.10.
Well fancied and firming into $5.90. Here's Andrew with all the news from the track.
And it's had good support too at this stage on track, Matt. It's now just second pick, not far behind the easing favourite in Princess Diamond, but Fortune Princess, very good odds on the tote. It's our pick, Fortune Princess, 3, 1, 9 and 5. We'll talk more about those.
Lights on and they're all clear as there. Umatilli edgy in the gates, but jump well. And Composure also away quickly. Sunar and Fortune Princess drift to the tail in the early stages. Princess Diamond was away quickly and so was Intrice, but it's Composure going to the lead in the early part. At the 1200, Composure in the centre leading from Umatilli and Princess Diamond. Port Rye eased back a length and a half away fourth, and Belaginski on the rail in the blue and pink. Then came Intrice being followed by All Singing. 2 lengths further back Fortune Princess. Then Company Sales and about 2 to Sunar. Composure leads off the back by about a length and a half here. Umatilli wants to over race with the mouth open second. Princess Diamond 3/4 away third. Intrice not having a lot of luck is caught wide, and then came Belaginski with Port Rye in the centre. A length and a half further back in the field, then Company Sales on the inside of All Singing. Fortune Princess 3 deep around them, and Sunar is last. Composure left alone around the turn, 500 left to go by 2 lengths to Umatilli. Then Intrice, the baldy face, running on down the outside of Princess Diamond, and they're trailed by Belaginski on the inside. Company Sales running into a pocket, and here's Fortune Princess and Sunar making ground down the outside together. 250 left to go. Composure had the lead by 2 lengths to Sunar, who's coming on the outside of Princess Diamond. Fortune Princess battling away, and then All Singing. It's Composure in front. Sunar's lifting now. Sunar getting up to grab the lead right on the line. Sunar got there and beat Composure. A length and a half away third. Maybe Belaginski from All Singing who ran on, and then Princess Diamond, Fortune Princess. Back behind those then Umatilli, and then came Intrice and Company Sales, and Port Rye knocked up to last. Well, there's a couple of huge drifters from the Lee Friedman team who've got the money here today. Sunar winning that race, coming from last with a determined bid. Composure left in front for a long while and was still clear with about 50 metres to go, but Sunar's grabbed her in the last couple of bounds to win. Good performance. First up at the 1400, coming from last, 4 Sunar first, ridden by Damien Oliver for Lee Friedman. Second goes to number 2, Composure, Michael Rodd and Rick Lacey. Here's third, number 5 got it. Belaginski just lasting, Greg Childs and Peter Moody. 4-2-5. Fourth in 9, All Singing, and fifth one, Princess Diamond. 4, 2, 5, 9 and 1 on the third event. Suna first up. Damien Oliver now 51 wins for the season, establishing that lead again over Dan Nikolic. And a double for leading trainer Lee Friedman. Next, the ESP plate over the 1600. It'll start the quaddie at Sandown today. A big field, an open race, the 4th at 2:30.
He's had a good week, Lee. Trained a couple of winners during the week at the provincial tracks, a few of them for Guri. So they're having a good trot too. Suna takes the third race. We're standing by for the first 4 in New South Wales to come up. 4, 2, 5 and 9 with the numbers, and it's not there quite just yet. Mile over 1600, and Sedekram, number 1 from the Colin Gilling stable, has come up at $4.20. It's well fancied in New Zealand. Lashed, number 2, who we've seen here in Australia, the Graham Rogerson trained mare. She's favourite New South Wales and Super Tab, $7.50 her New Zealand price, and then down to Marie Claire, number 6. And of the rest, Silky Red Boxer, number 11, is a chance there at $6.30, and a couple there at about $16 and $17. It's the Thorndon Mile, prestigious race from New Zealand, coming up in 6 minutes. Rosehill in 14, template top rater from Bella the Isle, La Folie and Brimley, 1, 7, 3 and 8. And templates pretty solid there at $2.40. Let's return to Rosehill. Chris Kearns is talking to Glenn Boss.
Good to see you, Glenn.
Good, Chris, yeah.
Looking relaxed.
Always relaxed, mate.
And they've named this horse after you in the third, Making Whoopee.
Making Whoopee.
Alyssum out of K Row. Black type performer herself. Awapuni Gold Cup and a Foxton Cup numbered among her wins. 3 is Critic to come forward at $40 and $10. Courtesy of Radio Pacific. Here's the Holden Thorndon Mile from Tony Lee.
So Group 1 feature, all in the gates, ready to go. For the Holden Thorndon Mile. Boycott moving around, gates are back, they're off and racing now. Charteur's back at the start. Portofino Bay goes back with Copliner and Kakaho. Lendl came away quickly, but our Fuji's taking it on. Critic on the outside and Sir Kinloch a little deeper. Lendl just behind the pace now, then Sedekram. Surprise, surprise, the outside. Lash the inside of Travelling Man at Alyssum. 3 out on those, 1,200 metres to go. Tonic is next, the inside a length. Silky Red Boxer, a little more than a length to Copliner. Marie Claire the outside of that, 2 to Portofino Bay, a little more than a length to Boycott. The outside of that is Kakaho, and at the 1,000 metres in the Thorndon, Charteur's was last and 15 off the leader. Sir Kinloch leads our Fuji. Lendl is next, coming away from the fence, and Critics a little wider out, and Lashed is getting a lovely run inside of all of those now. They're followed through by Sedekram and Surprise, surprise the outside. Tonic tracking through on the aluminium, a length Travelling Man, then Alyssum and Copliner. Silky Red Boxer, Marie Claire behind them, Portofino Bay, Kakaho, Boycott, and as they come to the home corner, Charteur's was last. They're well away from the fences, they swing in the Thorndon, and Sir Kinloch from our Fuji under Lendl, lashed in the inside. Tonic is starting to run home well. Deeper out is Critic and Alyssum right to the outside, and Travelling Man and Sedekram are starting to track through. It is Sir Kinloch in front, Lendl over on the outside, lashed against the inside, and Travelling Man is coming with it as well, and Sedekram's trying to burst through. Sir Kinloch's in front, he won't be denied. Sir Kinloch wins the Thorndon. Oh, did I second? Sedekram maybe at Gillings, Yule Quinella, right with it lashed, as to Lendl. It's very close, second, third and fourth. Travelling Man, surprise, surprise with them. Then Alyssum, Portofino Bay, Copliner, Boycott, our Fuji, Critic, and then Tonic, Kakaho, Marie Claire, back Charteur's and Silky Red Boxer. Brave today, number 5, Sir Kinloch and Lee Rutherford all of the way. $29.95 and $8.10 for the place thereafter. It is desperately close. Looking at the replay, as you can on the infield indicator, the big screen with us today, and he wouldn't flinch. The son of Rhythm and Ivory.
Ridden by Lee Rutherford, a Group 1 winner for that rider, and Colin Gillings, the trainer, may have even run the Quinella here, Colin, because Sedekram's right up there, number 1. Lashed is back over on the inside with her rider, Opie Boston, in the green colours. And I think Lendl, number 17's up there as well. Keen finish, but Sir Kinloch, number 5, is the winner at big odds. Won 2 of his previous 3 starts too. Rosehill's coming up in 4 minutes' time. We'll pass on those New Zealand placings when they're through, but let's take you to Rosehill for the late mile with Ron Dufficy.
Race 3 here, Rosehill Gardens, numbers 11, 1, 10 and 8. Look, I'm going to forgive the bottom one, Razor Jane, for just sweating up a little in the yard. It's pretty warm.
Votes on the 10th, Sir Kinloch beats Sedekram and Alendal. The trifecta was 6,610 New South Wales, 8,109 on Super Tab, and Unitab is still to come. I think the winner paid upwards of $60.
Run Brimley the fence. They're off this time, and Belle of the Isle came out ordinarily. Hello Pamela going backwards. Template, one of the early leaders with Scarab Miss. Razor Jane is right up there, followed by Making Whoopee and Brimley. Scarab Miss easing back now, followed by Cassie D. Empress Air. Belle of the Isle improving from Lake Carter. And Hello Pamela's the tail ender by the 1200. Brown quickens up on Template and leads Beedman on Razor Jane by 2.5. 3 further back, Lotholia linked the Brimley. Then Scarab Miss followed closely by Making Whoopee, Empress Air wider out. And then Belle of the Isle followed by Cassie D back to third last. Hello Pamela second last, and Lake Carter brings up the rear. They leave the back straight behind them and gallop in the direction of the 800 marker. And Template under a good hold now leads 3/4 of a length on Razor Jane. The two favourites fighting it out at the moment. 2 away Lotholia around the Wagga Wagga galloper Brimley, and then Scarab Miss followed on the inner by Belle of the Isle. Next is Making Whoopee, a length Empress Air. Hello Pamela from Cassie D, and Lake Carter is absolute as they near the home corner at the 500. And the leader Template, 3/4 of a length on Razor Jane, a length the Lotholia, followed by Brimley looking for the way through, as is Belle of the Isle, and then Scarab Miss in the stretch, and Razor Jane put the nose in front of Template, fighting back however, a length and a half to Lotholia, followed by Brimley getting into the clear. Razor Jane's drawn a half, 3/4 Template from Brimley, Lotholia and Empress Air. Razor Jane ridden for dear life by Beedman. Here's Brimley catching her now. Brimley finishing right over Razor Jane, and Brimley got there from Razor Jane, Lotholia and Belle of the Isle. Then Template, Empress Air, followed by Making Whoopee. A long margin, Scarab Miss, Lake Carter, and then Cassie D and Absolute. Hello, Pamela. Well, she's been up for a long time, this particular mare, Brimley. She's been a great credit to her trainer, Greg McDermott. But, of course, what an outstanding horseman he is. Number 8, Brimley. William Pearson riding for Greg McDermott. And owners are and H.M. Gooley from Wagga Wagga Brimley. And she's been able to score at start 25, win 3, 3 seconds and 4/3. 8, the winner, Brimley, William Pearson, one of our up-and-coming young riders and son of Chick. Number 11, Razor Jane, Darren Beedman second. Third placing goes to number 3, and that is Lotholia J. Ford. And the official 4th was number 7, and that was Belle of the Isle, written by Georgie Scamone.
So we have 8, 11, 3 and 7, and the first 4, $1,700.30 in New South Wales. Super Tab dividends coming through. 52.40 exacta, $297 the trifecta on the third race from Rosehill. Back there for race 4 today, where number 9, Mr. Strategizer, comes out, and that winner was the Value Bet selection. We've had a few good results today, Value Bet, including Brimley getting up at $8 with Hilton Donaldson.
What did she do after them on the 1st of February? Now they're ready. They are all in. I must say they've been beautifully behaved. Small group, but they're well educated. They stand well. Light racing now. And Luna Spur came out quickly, jumping awkwardly from the inside. Deprivation seemed to check Celebria, and going fast out wide was My Dan's Golden Pedigree. He's taking a trail on the favourite. I speak there of Luna Spur after a couple of 100 metres, and getting back in the field now, Clonakilty by the 700 metres over on the inside. Deprivation led from My Dan's. A length away behind those is the favourite Luna Spur on the outside of